It's that time. It's FOC time. Guys, I'm Mike Spider Slayer. Welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. If you love daily comic book content, you like me helping you make decisions on what comic books to buy, you came to the right place, guys. Hit that subscribe button. That's right, guys. This is the latest FOC video powered by my local comic shop, Comic Central, highlighting some of the latest, the greatest, the newest, and the hottest comic books getting ready to hit store shelves soon. So if there is a comic book on this list that you guys see, please make sure you jot it down when the video is over. Let your comic shop know that you want it. Pre-order it online. You know, there's always something out there, whether it's a great new comic, a variant cover, something out there. You got to make sure you pre-order it because you never know when your comic shop could sell out. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started with this week's episode. Kicking things off with DC Comics, not a very big DC week. However, we do get Absolute Batman Annual Issue 1, and the cover that I'm giving you right here is the Daniel Warren Johnson cover, so you guys are going to want to pick that one up. I think he's also writing a story in this one as well. So yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. So if you've been reading Absolute Batman this entire time, guys, I definitely say pick that up. That's a great cover right there. That yellow makes that cover pop. And then we got some reprints here. So you got Absolute reprints, Absolute Superman issue 10. You got Absolute Wonder Woman issue 11. Absolute Batman issue 1 once again. And you have Absolute Batman issue 10. And you got Absolute Batman issue 11. All right, and then we move on to Superman Red and Blue 2025 one-shot. So yeah, this is a one-shot story anthology book done by a bunch of different writers and artists. So if you've been loving Superman this year and everything that it's brought, I mean, go ahead, pick this one up. You might find it enjoyable, but you'll go through this list and you'll see what you like and what you are going to pick up. So that's kind of cool. And that's all the that's all the DC books that they're highlighting this week. Then we have the return of Supernatural. This is issue 1, published by Dynamite. So they have this property now, and we're going to be getting a comic book out of this. So I find that quite interesting. Now, believe it or not, guys, I've never read Supernatural, or I'm sorry, I should say I never watched Supernatural TV show out of all the, which seems like thousands of years that it's actually been on. If you have, let me know in the comments below. And what did you think of it? There's also a mystery, a variant, blind bag when it comes to the series. And then we have Disney Villains Maleficent. This is issue 1. So we get the return of the character here from Dynamite Comics. So Disney fans, I think you guys are going to be in for a treat for this one. Great cover art on these covers. See what the story is about? Well, you got to read it, right? Then we have Chitara Worldbreaker. This is issue 1. So this is going back once again to the early days of the character. Gorgeous looking cover right there. So if you're a Chitara fan and you want to know more about her and her past, go ahead, check this series out. That's a pretty cool cover, as it's like when she was like in the animated series, right? And then we have Universal Monsters Dracula Black and White Special 1 of 2. So that's kind of cool right there. So yeah, it's going to be black and white. Dracula story here, James Tynion. Check it out. Then we have Death Dog issue 1 of 2. So I think what I read from this, don't get me wrong, there was like these killer robot dogs, and somehow this one like malfunctioned, and this kid wind up making this dog his friend, and now they're like best pals and they're saving the day, you know? Yeah, that's that. And then you got Cult of Lamb Schism Special issue 1. This is a one-shot here. I think this is a 48-page comic book. So if you guys want to check out something a little bit different, that's there for you. And we got some off-the-wall books here. We got Tiffany and Charlotte on Another World. This is issue 1 of 4. So yeah, you got that. You got Pico's Bill and the Guns of Oz, issue 1. So this one's published by Keen Spot. And it says, saddle up, let's get weird. Yeah, that looks pretty weird to me, let me tell you. It's a Wizard of Oz Western book with dinosaurs? Like, what are these covers? Then you got Toy Box Guardians. This is issue 1. So, yeah. Well, I don't know. I'll probably have to pass on that. And then we move on to Marvel Comics. So be prepared. It's a double Marvel FOC this week when it comes to for this FOC from my shop. So there might not be Marvel discussed next week. So this is for 11/5/2025 and 11/12/2025. So we have the Infernal Hulk. This is issue 1. So obviously we have the Hulk series ending and now we have this one beginning. Are you guys going to jump on board with this new status quo when it comes to Bruce Banner and the Hulk? So there's that cover there. And then we have Predator Badlands. This is issue 1. So this is a prequel comic that has to do with the movie that is coming out shortly. So if you want to read that, find out what's going on before the movie, go ahead, check this one out. And then we have Echo, Seeker of Truth. This is issue 1. So we haven't seen this character in quite some time. So she has her own story coming out once again. So check it out. Then we have The Amazing Spider-Man issue 15. The other day, I wasn't like the biggest fan, I think, of Amazing Spider-Man, but it's not bad either. It's going back and forth between street level stuff and Spider-Man being in space. He's got like a new supporting cast in space. Like I said, it's not bad, but it's not the best thing I've ever read either. So we'll see how it continues to develop. That's kind of a weird cover. And here's your, I think this is a Lee Bermejo variant, and I'm not gonna lie, like Mary Jane, I've seen much sexier covers with Mary Jane, and for me here, she looks a little thin. I'm not gonna lie, and she looks a little evil and demonic, and it says, face it, Tiger, you just hit the jackpot. And I'm like, I don't know if I hit that jackpot. I might have to close the door. It's just me. Oh boy, and then you got that one. And then you got The Amazing Spider-Man Torn. This is issue 2. I think the new one comes out this particular week. We're getting introduced to a new character here. What's she about? I don't know. We'll read it to find out. Beautiful cover right there. We'll have to definitely put that one on the list. And then you got this Mary Jane cover, which I think is a little bit better. And then we have Spider-Man 94 issue 3. So this series is continuing on the whole Moreland storyline, Ezekiel and Kane. And man, oh man, I said this before, I'm not a biggest fan of all those characters. I know they're important, but yeah, I'm going to continue to read it, but I wish it was something else. I'm definitely picking up this Eric Larson variant though. That is freaking great. This reminds me old days of Spider-Man. And then the action figure variants are very cool as well. And this is more like your original cartoon variant. All right, and then we move on to Venom issue 251. What'd you guys think of issue 250? Was it a letdown? I think it was. It was so like clickbait. It was like, yeah, no, this is Venom. It did not happen. Not at all. And then you have this variant cover here. I don't know what it is with these spider characters running around with jackets on and shoes. It's kind of weird. I do like this, how the symbiote is covering Mary Jane there. And that's a nice little, a more sexy cover with her wearing the symbiote as a dress. And then we have our Age of Revelation books here. Amazing X-Men, Age of Revelation. I think this is issue 2. Yep, so we have that with your variant covers. This is a light streetwear here, okay? And then you have Amazing X-Men variant here with magic on there. And then we move on to Binary issue 2 for Age of Revelation. So let me know in the comments below, have you guys made up your minds on which ones you're going to pick up yet? I want to know. All right. And then you got Iron and Frost issue 2, Age of Revelation. This is a series I am picking up because I love Emma. I love Tony Stark. And I just want to see what this has to offer. So here we go. We got Emma Frost walking down the runway with her little fancy jacket. And so we have this here. And then we move on to Laura Kenny, Sabretooth, issue 2. Why is she Sabretooth? I need to read that to find out, right? And then you got Long Shots, issue 2, which this one could be fun. Looks like they're in some kind of arena battling. Why are they kids? Gonna have to read it to find out. That's kind of a cool cover right there. And then you have Rogue Storm, or I should say Rogue Storm, issue 2. So there's that series. All these new number ones for the X series, a lot of them are coming out this week and next week. So we'll get more of an idea of obviously what to pick up. So we got that coming out. You have Sinister 6, issue 2. So this is about a bunch of bad guys. That's a pretty sick cover there. You got Wolverine slicing and dicing Venom. So that's kind of cool. So that's one I'm picking up for sure. Avengers 32. There are 3 more variants not pictured. So there's that. So what's going on in the Avengers these days? Not sure. But if you want your Toy Story cover, this is where it's at, guys. Marvel Knights Punisher issue 2. That first issue is coming out this week. Could be good. We'll find out. Here's not the final art cover right here. And then we have the continuation of Miles Morales Spider-Man. This is issue 40. I think the last issue we had Black Cat in there. And is that Rabble? Is she back once again? We haven't seen her in a hot minute. That's kind of a fun cover. Oh, look. Miles has got to get in it. He's got to get his streetwear going on, right? Cool hat, bro. And then you got that one there as well. All right, Spider-Man Noir issue 2. I wasn't a fan of issue 1. I know there were some people that said they really liked it and it was their pick of the week. I don't know, man. I just wasn't feeling it. Just not for me, I think. That's a pretty sick cover, though. I like that one. Then we have Spirits of Violence issue 2. I'm definitely not picking up this one. Unfortunately, I could not get into this. I didn't like the artwork here. I don't like all the Spirits of Vengeance together. It's like another Spider-Verse. We just don't need that. I'm not going to lie, that's an okay cover. Then you got Strange Tales issue 2 with the Green Goblin there. So that could be something fun to pick up, right? And then you have Fantastic Four issue 5 where the Black Cat is in this issue and it looks like she's like kidnapping Herbie. If that's the case, I would love to read that. That's a great cover by Humberto Ramos. And then you got, obviously, Sue Storm in her street gear. You go, Sue. But then you got the gorgeous Jenny Frison cover. Which one do you buy? All right. And then you got this Fantastic Four Disney cover. And then you got the Scotty Young cover. Then we got a few more indie gems here to talk about. We got American Caper. There was the Ashcan that came out with this this week. And I think I'm going to pick this one up. It sounds like a lot of fun. There's a lot to read or describe what's going on. There's a lot of stuff happening in this book. But I think it's worth the pick up. You guys might like this one. Just all kinds of different things going on with different people. And yeah, it just could be a good book. And I'm going to check it out. Doesn't hurt to try it, right? If you don't like the second issue, then you just won't read the next one. Then we have Galactic issue 1. This is from Distillery. Staying away from this just because you'll never know when you can see an issue 2 ever again. So if you like people having sex on a cover, that could be a book for you. I do like this cover, though. Obviously, homage to Star Wars. You got your blank, more sex stuff going on. And then we move on to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Godzilla issue 1. Well, that's quite the team up right there. This one is from IDW. What are they doing with Godzilla? How are they teaming up? And why does Godzilla need the Turtles' help? I don't know. You got to read it to find out, right? It's kind of a cool cover. I do like that one. And this one is like from the Saturday morning cartoons. And then there's your blank cover. So what do you think, guys? Any indies that you're looking forward to? Marvel, DC? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget, let your shop know so you don't miss out. I hear stories all the time about people going, do you have this? Do you have that? And they expect their shop to have it and it is sold out, right? So again, make sure you pre-order. All right, guys, so thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and as always, I will leave you more content right here for you to click on, and of course, support the local comic shops. Keep buying, keep collecting, but always read your comics so we can have great comic conversation. Guys, enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you on that next video. Take care, everyone.